Nick Oresco, and thank you for joining us for 22 News at 4 o'clock on this Thursday afternoon. Let's get right to 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis. Driving outside this evening, Brian, you could run into a few raindrops.
Yeah, you could. In fact, they're going to be few and far between, but where they are, they're kind of heavy. So just be alert. If you've got outdoor plans or if you're planning on driving this afternoon, this evening, you could run into a downpour. The good news here is that whatever downpours there are out there are not necessarily affecting traffic in any wide scale. While I say that, I noticed here that on the Pike near the Westfield exit, where there is some heavy rain, the Pike is momentarily a little slower there. Kind of cool that we have this technology. Otherwise, a couple of slowdowns here on either end of 291, which is typical for this time of day, and I-91 for the rest of the way looks pretty good. Let's take a look at temperatures. We got up to 90 earlier this afternoon at Westover Air Reserve Base, so yet another day on our now, I believe, 5-day heat wave here in the Pioneer Valley. 86 now, Springfield, 89 in Orange, 90 in Greenfield. It's 78 where it's raining in Westfield. Let's show you that with our clouds and radar. If you look, you can see this area of slow-moving heavy rain that has just crossed the Mass Pike or is in the process of doing that. So this is creeping along to the south. So there could be some minor street flooding here over the next 30 to 45 minutes, say through about 4:30, 5 o'clock in central and western Hampden County, in particular right along Route 10 and 202. So Westfield, Southwick, maybe a piece of Agawam. Montgomery was involved in this as well. Russell, you could be getting some heavy rain over the next hour or so. Bottom line is, couple of scattered heavier showers around as we head into the late afternoon and early evening hours. We'll update with our 22 News Storm Team forecast.
We have new details on that truck and motorcycle crash that happened on I-91 North in Longmeadow Tuesday night that shut down the northbound side for hours. We've learned that a man died in that crash. According to state police, 38-year-old Edison Lahara Hernandez of Holyoke was struck by a truck while riding his motorcycle just before 9 o'clock Tuesday night. Hernandez died at the scene. According to the Hampden County Sheriff's Office, multiple witnesses saw the pickup truck use an emergency turnaround spot to make a U-turn before colliding with Hernandez. Both the driver and a passenger of the truck were taken to the hospital. This is a look at the highway following the crash. It had been closed for hours Tuesday night. The crash remains under investigation. A man was arrested in connection to a car fire that happened on Maple Street in Holyoke last Sunday. Police identified the suspect as 40-year-old Jorge Ramos. During the investigation, state police say their K-9 George found accelerants at the scene. They are a substance used to speed up the rate of a fire spread. Now, video surveillance also showed Ramos damaging the vehicle with a machete and then placing an item inside the car that caused it to catch fire. He was arrested Wednesday afternoon. Ramos faces charges including arson of personal property. 2 men have been arrested in Springfield following an altercation with undercover detectives on Wednesday. According to police, one of them allegedly pointed a gun at detectives, and the other attempted to block the cops' vehicle from leaving. Following the arrest, police recovered 3 loaded guns and extra 92 rounds of ammunition. The 2 men are facing assault charges with a dangerous weapon. In Southwick, police are investigating a car crash from late July in the area of Mort Vining Road. Fire crews arrived to the crash site on July 29th, where they found a car flipped over and on fire with 4 people trapped inside. Crews used fire extinguishers from 3 cruisers to bring down the flames and helped to free those who were trapped. All 4 occupants of that vehicle sustained serious injuries and burns. They were taken to Bay State Medical Center. Their names are being withheld due to their age. The cause of that crash is under investigation. Back now, 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis. How you doing?
Good.
Good. 5 days of 90-degree weather, 5th heat wave of the season.
Yeah, 5 for 5.
Yeah.
I suppose you could say.
Batting 1,000.
Yeah, and maybe 90 tomorrow, probably not, but it's not out of the question that we get to 90 here tomorrow. Anyway, we've got a little rain to show you right now. We've got an area of heavier showers. Westfield, Southwick, Agawam, West Springfield, you're involved in this, an area of heavier downpours. So just be aware that there could be some brief visibility limitations and maybe some puddling and ponding on roadways along the Route 10 and 202 corridor, even across Route 57 as well. So anyway, scattered to isolated showers here this afternoon. Most of this is done by before 7 o'clock. In fact, you can see here on the 22 News Storm Team Skycast, there's really not much to show you here, but there is the chance for an isolated shower or two, maybe a heavy downpour through about 7 o'clock here this evening. And then it's scattered clouds to mostly clear overnight. There will be some lowering of humidity. I was just checking our dew point forecasts here for tomorrow, and it's not going to be necessarily refreshing air, but the humidity will be lower here tomorrow. And that will allow us to get cooler here tomorrow morning. 50s and 60s at 7 o'clock on Friday morning, 10 o'clock sunshine, light breeze from the north. Nice day. High temperatures 84 to 88 here tomorrow. We do warm it back up for the weekend, and we may run into some rain over the weekend as well. We'll fill you in on 22 News at 5.
A new era is coming to Boston sports. Bill Chisholm and his team are set to be the new owners of the Boston Celtics. The NBA Board of Governors approved the sale for the 18-time world champion winning franchise. The sale is reported to be worth more than $6 billion. The current ownership group announced their intention to sell last summer, and now phase one is underway. They're selling a majority share now, and the rest will come in 2028. And another new era is on its way. Taylor Swift has announced her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. In her first ever podcast appearance on New Heights, co-hosted by Swift's boyfriend, Chief Star Travis Kelce, the pop star showed off the cover of that album that will hit streaming on October 3rd. The trio talked about her new album, how it came about, and what it meant to her to buy back her entire catalog of music. It's her first release since Swift wrapped up her Eras Tour, the best-selling tour in music history. Tonight on 22 News, starting at 5 o'clock, we have continuing coverage in the town of Southwick, where some roads were closed down due to yesterday's storm, which caused some flooding and tree damage. We'll take a look. Plus, the city of Chicopee announcing the first phase of the Abbey Brook Restoration and Revitalization Project. We'll have a look at what drivers can soon expect. Plus, Senator Ed Markey toured the Jewish Community Center in Springfield, which was awarded a $1 million renovation grant. We'll hear from the senator. Brian?
Got a couple of downpours, so one primarily in the greater Westfield, Agawam area, Southwick as well, that is having enough rain to slow traffic down a little bit, limit visibility. So just keep that in mind that while these showers this afternoon will be few and far between, it may be enough to limit visibility and cause some minor street flooding. Weekend is looking mostly dry. We'll show you on 22 News at 5.
As always, we have updates at wwlp.com. That's our website. We have an app, the 22 News app, and you can also download 22 News Plus to watch our newscasts live and for free. We'll see you tonight, starting at 5.